And that's real talk. What's good, Real Talk family? It's your girl Brizzy, and we back at it again on the channel. Hey, this your first time stopping to the channel though, well, welcome. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy content like this. And without further ado, y'all already know, let's just get into it. Alright, you guys, so there are several ways in which you can get a credit limit increase. However, some of the main ways in which you can get a credit limit increase is by personally just calling the issuer yourself and inquiring about that credit limit increase. You can too use their mobile apps or online services. You can also, 3, automatically just allow the credit limit increase to personally just happen due to a history of good credit usage and just responsibly using that credit card. Now, some of the key factors that may influence your approvals, this includes your credit history. The banks love to see and analyze how you are as a consumer, your income, account activity. Remember, the banks love activity. Your relationships, are you keep yourself in good standing with them, and your credit score. It doesn't have to be a perfect score, but at the end of the day, you want to be at least fair and trying to achieve a great score, that 850 range. And like some exceptions, this may include like with secured credit cards, because you don't have to have the perfect score. Them, you're building credit with the secured cards, but over time they will graduate, and then after that, the sky's the limit. So those are exceptions. But if you're trying to get them high credit cards, you want to be fair and trying to achieve perfect. Now, before mainly requesting for a credit limit increase or just automatically allowing a credit limit increase, I feel like one should make sure they have these habits that demonstrates credit worthiness, or if not, start implementing these habits that's demonstrating credit worthiness, and then that way you can increase your chances of getting these approvals. So one of the habits that can help you increase your credit limit increase is, one, keeping your income up to date. So meaning that you going into the mobile app or the online website and you just personally manually updating all your information, so that way when the lenders that's in that department doing the underwriting, they can look at your information and then possibly just automatically give you that credit limit increase. Now, another good habit you want to start demonstrating is avoiding too many new accounts. So meaning like you apply for something recently and now you applying for a credit limit increase, and the issuers, they notice that after you had applied, like you don't want to have too many like recent increase, because then it could lower your chances of getting that approval with that bank. So my suggestion with that is honestly just apply for credit limit increase every 6 months, so that way you don't come off to the banks as thirsty. Now, another good habit to demonstrate your credit worthiness, or if you already doing, is using your cards regularly, meaning heavy activity. Like the banks love to see activity, and all of that, they make money off of activity. So if you're not showing no activity, why even ask for a credit limit increase? It's like, what's the point? Making sure you pay your credit cards on time is another good habit to have to increases your approval odds with getting that credit limit increase. So if you're not paying your cards down to 10% or below, this can really hurt your chances of getting that credit limit increase, because that's the most maximum exposure in which you as a borrower looks good to lenders and being basically considered. So when I'm paying my cards, I try to keep myself within that 2 to 5% range, because that looks real good to the lenders. But if you can, try to keep yourself at that 10% mark or below with your credit stars, and make sure you paying it when it reports to the credit bureaus. And if you don't know, call your issuer and ask them, when does my credit cards report to the credit bureaus, and they'll be able to assist you with it. And now it's tying in with what I just previously stated, and that's keeping your utilization real low. People don't understand that keeping your utilization low is extremely important to lenders, because if you can't handle the little bit of money that you have, or maybe just the decent amount that you do have, it don't have to be a small amount, it could be maybe a decent amount, it does not matter. If you can't handle the debt that you are already handling, why should lenders give you even more or extend you more credit. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. So you want to be being responsible as a consumer and making sure that you're paying your credit cards down to that 10% mark. And 30% is high, and a lot of people always recommend that. That's okay, but it's not good to the lenders. What they're looking for is that 10% or below. Now, outside the strategies that can help basically increase your chances of getting those approval odds, you want to also take into consideration on whether or not is this a hard pull, is this a soft pull. Now, with, like, for example, Navy Fed, they do soft pulls. Now, some banks may do a hard pull, but majority of the time, from what I know, like, if you do it over the phone, it will require a hard pull. So, like, just doing it through the mobile app or the online service, you will possibly get a soft pull. So my suggestion is starting from there. But if you do it over the phone, it could be a hard pull. So just, weigh your options responsibly. Now, some other things to keep in account is this instantly or is this later? So meaning, like, is this an instant approval, or is this gonna be later on, like in a couple of days will I get approved? And, like, if you do it online or through the online services, it can be automatically or it can be instantly. Like when you manually doing it, it could be instant. So just weigh your options with that. And let's say you get denied. Now, if you are an individual that get denied, consider, when you get the adverse letter on when your issuer is sent it, then consider those factors and why. Or if you felt like, that you should have been considered, then all means call a reconsideration line with your issuer and see if they can possibly consider your application again. But if you just get flat out denied, all means just consider those factors that's on your adverse letter and take it in consideration, and just start implementing the strategies that I told you guys that can increase your chance of getting that automatic credit limit increase, and then see from where to go from there. But most of the time that people do get denied is because they're high credit utilization, and then also too the new recent accounts that they apply for. Those are the two main driven factors of why in which someone can get denied. It can be other factors, but those are the two main ones that possibly can get someone denied flat out automatically. But yeah, you guys, I hope y'all found value in this video today. And if y'all can, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm and new subscribers to find our channel. I really appreciate you guys each and every day tuning in on the channel. But until next time, y'all already know. I'll see y'all later.